Well, good evening, everybody. Hope you all are doing well this fine April evening. This is your update video for Monday, April 18th, 2022, and I'm coming to you not in the afternoon slot, but I'm coming to you during a primetime slot, and it just feels amazing that the weekly has been upgraded to primetime. I'm going to do my very best to not let you down, to bring you that riveting content that comes to you each and every week from the desk of Matt Asel. Well, I've got a few things for you guys today. There's not a ton that's going on here, but or I should say there is a ton that's going on. There's not a ton new to report. That's I think a better statement there. The main things that I want to talk about are the next 2 weekends. I want to discuss the services will be fairly much the same, but I'm going to be out of town actually the next 2 weeks, and so I want to talk about how we're going to handle those changes. And then I want to talk, yesterday with the conclusion of our Easter service, finished our 2021-2022 choir performance season, and I've got some thoughts for next year, for 2022-2023, that I want to talk about and discuss, and so I want to take just a few minutes and walk through all of that today. But before we do all of that, I would like to take a moment and recap the weekend, go through what we experienced the last few days, and offer lots of thank yous, affirmations, a lot of gratitude, encouragement, because it was just the last week has been wonderful. And so last week I mentioned worship night, that of course that we had back on April 10th, about a week ago, and it was a very encouraging evening and a great way to set up the start to Holy Week. Of course, Thursday evening with Monday Thursday, that was, as it has been in the past, it continued to be this year, a very meaningful and reflective service. What I also loved about that service was how many of you got to experience that for the first time. I was thinking back and reflecting, and I think that might have been somewhere in the 8 to 10 number for me of Monday, Thursday services that I've experienced that are like that. 8 to 10 of those, and it still feels fresh and new, even after 8 to 10 times. So powerful. So I am glad that those of you who had never experienced it before got an opportunity to experience it. I also want to affirm and thank the choir for their participation. I thought they took a meaningful service and just elevated the experience, off the charts. And so I'm very grateful for all of you. I know that was a lot of it, with just the logistics of all the moving parts. I really appreciate all your work too. And then, of course, Easter services this past weekend. There's a lot to celebrate and a lot to be grateful for everything that happened. I want to focus just on the worship team and what you guys did. You guys just stepped up and brought your best and then some. It was really a and then some weekend. You really went above and beyond. I'm grateful for your time that you gave. I'm grateful for your attitude. Services like this have a lot of moving parts. They have a lot of opportunity for things to go wrong, and all of you had fantastic attitudes. You all brought your best. You all came prepared, and I think the most important thing, well, maybe not at the top of the list. I don't want to be hyperbolic, but at the top of the list is the fun element. You guys made it fun. You had fun. It was an enjoyable weekend all the way around. So thank you. Thank you. I know that requires effort on your part. It requires the ability to just push through challenge and difficulty, and you guys are awesome. You did a great job. I'm looking up here in the corner of this video and seeing a little red indicator flashing at me, which means we may not be streaming right now. I apologize for those of you who clicked on the stream and it's not working. That's technology for you. I am recording this as I put it together, so if you miss anything, I will post it later. Okay, so let's get into what I have for you today. For those of you, like I mentioned, the choir yesterday was their last performance day for 2021-2022, and we are looking forward to 2022-2023. And I gave a little sneak peek of some things that we're planning for the fall. And what I'd like to do as we continue to make those plans, I would like to take an opportunity and survey you guys. I want to get a feel for where you're at. I've been doing some informal surveying with some of you, and I want to do a little more of a formal run at some of the things that I'm thinking about for the fall. So what we'll be doing here in the next few days, Sheila will be reaching out to all of you, those of you who performed just this past year, and those of you who have performed with choir in the past, but didn't join us either this year or this past semester. She's going to be reaching out to you as well, and just giving you an opportunity to share your thoughts and to provide some feedback on some of the ideas that we're thinking about for the fall. This survey, it should take about 5 minutes to complete. So whenever you've got a few minutes here in the next few weeks, if you could follow that link that she sends you and go ahead and fill out that survey, that would be really helpful for me. I know everything always sounds good in theory, and I work much better with theory than I do the actual pragmatic day-to-day. However, I think it's really important that we get the pragmatic day-to-day correct, and you're going to be play a huge part in actually making that successful. I have also, for those who are just like overachievers, top of the class, who just want to jump in and get this thing done, I have also attached in the description of this video, whether you're on Facebook, you can look underneath here, the post, or on YouTube, look down in the description. I've included a link to the survey that you can go ahead and click on the link and fill it out. I think I've got all of the restrictions correct on that link. However, if you click on it and it tells you need to sign in, please send me a message and reach out to me and let me know that. That means there's something that's not correct in there. But I think you should be good. You should be able to access that link. Take a few minutes, fill out the survey. Big things that I want to know are I've got some rehearsal time changes that I want to propose in that survey that I'm throwing out to you for this fall and for the spring. I've also got some performance options that I'm thinking about for the fall that I am going to throw out there. And then you can just, there's a little checkbox there and you can fill that out. And then I also have a section where I'd love some feedback. One of the goals that I mentioned in my previous video on this topic, I talked about wanting to grow our numbers to 100 members. Grow to 100 members. I've got some ideas on how to do that. I've shared a few of those ideas on how to do that, but I would love your insight as well. What do you think? What's the missing component as far as getting information out there and connecting with people? And then I would love your feedback on what are things that we're doing. I have blind spots. We all have blind spots. What are things that we're doing as a team or as a church that might be hindering us from actually getting to that goal of having 100 singers participate in the choir for the fall? So anyway, that's all in the survey. You can take a few minutes and you can check that out and provide your feedback there. Okay, so I mentioned at the top of this video that the next few weeks the next 2 weeks I should say, I'm not going to be present for the weekend services. And I've done a few things to simplify what we're doing and to make sure that we have a set that can be quickly put together and that can be just a home run for us. So I'm going to walk you through the next 2 weeks of services, and then I'm going to talk about a couple couple of particulars that I think will be helpful. So if you have Planning Center, let's go first over to this coming weekend, April 24th. And in April 24th, I'm going to just walk down through here. These keys should be pretty close. We're still doing confirmation on the keys. They should be pretty close enough that you can start listening through and working through the set. Right at the top of the hour, we will not do a pre-service song on the 24th. Right at the top of the hour, we'll start with the song Joy of the Lord. That'll be led by Amanda, followed by Welcome and Greeting in this spot. And Welcome and Greeting this weekend will be Tom. He will be doing that spot. And then we have our 3-song set. We have Follow You Anywhere, led by Sheila, Build My Life, key of D, also led by Sheila, and then Christ Our Hope in Life and Death, led by Amanda. All of these are very familiar. We've done them quite a bit here in the past. Then we will not do an offertory spot. I will fix that before the weekend. And then we'll have a video for our brand new this coming weekend. Suffice it to say, to start off with, we are going to be in the book of Hebrews, talking about Moses and talking about how Moses responded to the opportunities that he had in Pharaoh's palace, and instead of leaning into those opportunities, how he led into the direction that God had for him. So this set centers around that theme. We'll have a bumper, of course, for the series, and then we will have Tom's message. After the message, we will do a come forward invitation, and so this basically we will do an invitation where Tom will he will kind of direct how long that's going to go. We're going to do just a reprise of Build My Life, starting with chorus, bridge, chorus, and then, of course, wrapping up when Tom gives the cue. We'll then have benediction, and we will be finished. Okay, so that is April 24th. Those of you serving on the 24th, go ahead and start looking at that service. Once the keys are finalized, I will do my usual practice of texting the team and letting you know what's going to happen there. Going on to May 1st. So, May 1st. This particular service will be our annual graduate recognition, and that's going to be at the 9 a.m. service only. But we will start right at the top of the hour after the 10-minute countdown timer. We will start with graduate recognition. We'll then do the song and greeting with Cindy. Coming out of Welcome, Nate and Sheila will lead Promises in the key of A, and God, You're So Good in the key of A. I'll also give the same caveat for this one. Keys are still being finalized for these services, but these keys are going to be pretty close to where we will end up landing. And of course, I will text you all once we have landed there. We'll then have our video bumper for the Follow You Anywhere, Moving in the Right Direction. We'll have our video bumper for that series. And then, of course, for the invitation, we will do a reflective invitation for this one, and we'll have Alicia leading Believe for it. This, I have not finalized the arrangement on this, but likely this will be a more condensed version of it, and I'll put those in the notes whenever I reach out to you guys. So a couple of things to note for these services. I'll be reaching out to a couple of you to get your help with some different aspects as far as rehearsal is concerned, and as far as making sure that the team is ready to easy and to remove an element, I guess, that could go wrong. And that is, I'm going to pull the click track and the guide track and the back. That's the direction that we are moving in there. Little pun for you all. That's the direction we're moving in there for the next couple of weeks. If you have questions, if you're serving April 24th or May 1st this week and you have questions or you need something, do make sure, reach out to me this week, as I will be unavailable then after this week until the May 2nd. So make sure, reach out to me, get everything that you need. If you are on those weekends and you've not confirmed yet, please go ahead and confirm your spot in Planning Center. Okay, guys, that is everything that I have for you for today. I hope you all have a great week. I hope you're able to get some rest after a big weekend. And, I look forward to connecting with you all soon. Lots of really exciting things coming up our way with the remodel. And, of course, we are We are just a few weeks away. It's hard to believe we are just a few weeks away from VBS and Fuel. So we'll be talking about that here in the next couple of weeks edition of the Weekly. I won't see you guys next week, but I'll be back the week after to talk about everything that's coming up. You